In everybody's house, you will have an electricity meter like the one on the screen. It might be in your cellar, it might be in a cupboard under the stairs, but if you haven't seen one, it will be in your house. On the electricity meter is a long number. This number says 6895674. This tells us how much electricity the house has used since the meter was put in. The more electricity that's used, the bigger that number gets. If a man from the electricity company came to read this meter and then disappeared and came back a short while later, the number would have gone up. Now our number reads 6895702. That's an increase of 28. So he would go back to the electricity company and say, we have used 28 units. And the electricity company would charge us for each of those units that we've used. The price may be around about 10p. So if they charged us 10p for those units, that would cost us £2.80. Now, those calculations are pretty straightforward, but if you really want a formula that you can learn, this is the formula, the one on your screen now. The cost, the amount you're going to pay, equals the number of units used times the cost per unit. So as an example, how much would 10 units of electricity cost at a price of 9p a unit? The number of units will be 10. The cost per unit will be 9. We times those together and the answer is 90p. But the questions will not always be that easy. If we look at this one, this question says an iron operates at a power of 3 kilowatts for 4 hours. The electricity costs 8p a unit. How much does it cost? Well, the formula we've just looked at, cost equals number of units times cost per unit, won't work because we do not know the number of units that the iron has used. We have to calculate that. For that, there is another formula. You might want to write this down. It will not appear on your screen. The formula for the number of units used is power times time. The power must be in kilowatts and the time must be in hours. So for this question, to calculate the number of units the iron has used, we times our 3 kilowatts, which is our power, times our 4 hours, which is our time, which gives us 12 units. If I show that on the screen, we can see this strange unit here. The answer is 12, but then next to it, it says kWhr. That stands for kilowatt hour. A kilowatt hour is another name for a unit. They are both exactly the same. They both measure electrical energy, the amount of electricity we've used, but some people call them kilowatt hours and some people call them units. Now, be careful when you're calculating the number of units used. You will not always be given the power in kilowatts. You might be told that the power of the iron was 500 watts. That will be half a kilowatt, 0.5. If you were told it was 250 watts, that will be 0.25 kilowatts. Remember, to turn watts into kilowatts, you must divide your number of watts by 1,000. So 900 watts divided by 1,000 will give you 0.9 kilowatts. 1,000 watts divided by 1,000 will give you 1 kilowatt. Your time may not always be given to you in hours either. Your time may be given to you in minutes. So 30 minutes wouldn't be 0.3 hours, it would be 0.5 hours, it's half an hour. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. That would be 0.25 hours. So back to the question, how much would it cost to run an iron with a power of 3 kilowatts for 4 hours if it was 8p a unit? Well, we've used the formula energy equals power times time to figure out that we've used 12 units. And now it's just a case of timesing those 12 units by the 8p per unit, which gives us an answer of 98p.